These fights are intense.
You shut up.
Shut up.
It's getting weird.
Somebody up here now.
Your demographic is like 40 to death.
Daniel, what are you doing right now?
How dare you?
It's so stupid.
I'm not loving it, that's for sure.
Fashion is supposed to be about elegance, taste, and craftsmanship. But Project Runway said, nah. Let's add crying in the sewing room, backstabbing in mood, and a grown man hot gluing feathers to a model's butt at 3 a.m. Project Runway isn't just a fashion competition. It's a pressure cooker full of sewing machines, clashing egos, and emotional breakdowns. And when you throw in sleep deprivation, group critiques, and $200 worth of mood fabric, somebody's gonna snap. Since 2004, this show has been couture chaos, and I'm here to count down the wildest, most what in the Alexander McQueen hell is going on moments to ever hit the runway. Buckle up, because somebody's dreams are about to get hemmed.
The construction is so awful.
Number 8. Andre's cry heard around the workroom, Season 2. Before we had runway rage and walkouts, we had Andre Gonzalo, Season 2's poster child for gentle spiral into madness.
Andre talks?
He speaks with
This weird English French.
She is vixen when she leaves.
Gay.
He broke down in front of the judges while trying to explain his design, but the words wouldn't come. Just sobs, gasps, guttural wailing. Nina Garcia sat there blinking like her soul left the chat. She was so confused. It was giving performance art and trauma at the same time. Number 7. Gretchen gets clocked by Tim Gunn, Season 8. Gretchen Jones had Team Luxe wrapped around her little finger. She steamrolled the group, dictated every creative decision, and when their collection flopped, she threw everyone, including Michael Costello, under the bus with zero hesitation.
Really feel like Michael was our weakest link.
I'm so proud of you, Gretchen.
Backstage, Team Gunn snapped. He called out Gretchen for bullying and manipulating the team.
I don't get it. I don't know why you allowed Gretchen to manipulate, control, and bully you.
And dragged the others for following her like little puppies rolling over. He said their treatment of Michael was a feeding frenzy that made him sick, and made it crystal clear, if it were up to him, Gretchen would have been sent home.
Tim's kind of right in what he says, and I don't think Tim just says things just to say.
He even shaded the judges for having a soft spot for her because of her early wins. Gretchen stood there smug, like it was a performance review. The room, silent. I bet even the mannequins were shaking. Tim later claimed they made peace, but that read, legendary. Number 6. Kenneth versus Meg. Culture, models, and a workroom walkout. It was a cultural streetwear challenge, and Kenneth Barlas, Filipino, American, and ready to represent, just wanted to use an Asian model for his look. The only problem? Meg Ferguson had already claimed the only Asian model and refused to swap, despite claiming to support diversity. Kenneth tried to stay calm, but Meg snapped at him, told him it was bull, and basically said to just do it and stop talking. The whole thing felt off. Allyship one minute, hostility the next. Kenneth broke down in tears. Pragier and others called out Meg's fake activism, and Meg, feeling cornered, walked off the set, removed her mic, and quit the show.
Take this mic off me right now. Somebody better fucking take this mic off me.
She later cited mental health reasons, but the damage was done. Viewers, though, had opinions. Some blasted the moment as a feeding frenzy, saying Meg was unfairly dogpiled for holding her ground when she was already deep into her design. Whether you saw it as an ugly cultural clash or a case of competitive politics gone wrong, this was one of those Project Runway moments where the sewing machines weren't the only things humming under pressure. Number 5. Michael Costello punches a wall. Season 8. Michael Costello had been the sweet, soft-spoken underdog all season, so when he got eliminated in 4th place, right before New York Fashion Week, it hit like a gut punch. He left the runway sobbing, couldn't even look the judges in the eye, and once backstage, boom, he punched a wall. Full meltdown. Tears shaping the works. In between gasps, he kept saying he didn't know how he was going to tell his parents he hadn't made it further. Tim Gunn was right there trying to talk him down.
You did fabulous, fabulous work. And it's at the whim of the judges now.
The judges had dinged his collection for being too one-note in color, but for Michael, it wasn't just about clothes. It was the crushing feeling that he'd blown his big shot. It was messy, raw, and the kind of moment that reminded everyone this show can break you just as quickly as it can make you. Number 4, Tim Gunn's Halt, heard round the workroom. Season 6. Tim Gunn is usually the eye of the Project Runway storm. Calm, collected, always ready with a make it work. But during the Season 6 finale, the man snapped. Backstage, models started peeling off their clothes early so they could get steamed, which threw the whole prep schedule into chaos. Tim walked in, clocked the mess, and suddenly went full drill sergeant.
Lose it. We should be lining up right now, and we can't because maybe 10% of you are dressed.
Halt! What is happening here? You could practically hear the record scratch. Designers froze, models froze. Somewhere a steamer hissed in fear. Tim barked for everyone to stay dressed until it was actually time to change, then stalked off to restore order. It was short, sharp, and absolutely unforgettable, like catching the nicest teacher in school dropping the F-bomb. The show on stage looked perfect, but backstage, it was pure, steaming chaos. Number 3, Keith Michael gets caught cheating. Season 3. Keith Michael will forever be that guy, the first Project Runway contestant to get booted for breaking the rules. And he didn't just bend them, he folded, stitched, and steamed them. Producers found a forbidden pattern, making and how-to fashion books stashed in his apartment.
One of the absolute no-nos is no fashion how-to books.
The contract made it clear, no outside resources. As if that weren't enough, Keith also vanished from production for hours without permission, during which he accessed the internet and emailed a producer. Another no. When confronted, Keith swore up and down he never used the books to gain an advantage and tried to downplay the whole disappearing act.
You're incredibly talented, and that's why these books make me sick.
But the other designers weren't buying it, and neither were the producers. Mid-challenge, they pulled the plug. Bye-bye, Keith. No teary farewell, no dramatic runway send-off, just a swift exit, a cloud of controversy, and a suitcase full of contraband. The first cheating scandal in Project Runway history, and still one of the juiciest. The second was Claire Butendorp in Season 16. Claire was caught measuring clothes outside the workroom using a measuring tape, another clear rules violation.
I measured a tank top, and I drew out a shape, and I put
measurements.
Thank you
4
for admitting it.
measurements on it.
Not only was she disqualified, but her previous challenge win was revoked. It was a rare moment when a victory literally got snatched back. 2 contestants, 2 scandals, and a reminder that on Project Runway, cheating doesn't just make you lose, it erases you. Number 2, Sandro's mic drop meltdown. Season 12. You know you've made Project Runway history when you managed to get eliminated the week you were actually safe. Enter Sandro Masmanetti. In episode 4, Tie the Knot, the judges told Sandro he was safe to sew another day. Instead of quietly thanking the fashion gods, he demanded a play-by-play breakdown of his critiques aggressively.
I would love to know some notes and comments about my garment.
The man wasn't looking for feedback, he was looking for a fight. And since he asked,
it looks like somebody went home with a man in an evening gown.
I'm trying to, guys, get direction from you. What do you want to see from me?
Backstage, he went from simmer to full boil, ranting about Zach Posen's comments, bashed the judging, and, in true fashion meltdown form, knocked over dress forms, smacked a camera, ripped off his mic, and stormed out. Producers didn't even need to eliminate him. He eliminated himself. Viewers called it arrogance. Contestants called it dangerous. Tim Gunn probably called it a relief. Either way, Sandro cemented himself as one of the most volatile personalities the runway has ever seen. Number 1, the ironing board hostage situation, Season 12. Forget hemlines, this was pure hallway warfare. After a long day, the producers decided to reshuffle the living arrangements. Enter Ken Lawrence, who was not about to let newcomers Alexander and Brayden waltz into his space without a fight. Ken planted himself in the hallway, ironing his denim jorts like it was a symbolic act of protest, and flat out refused to move. He blocked the path so completely, it was giving "you shall not pass" energy, only with more steam. Literally. When asked to step aside, Ken went into a full volume tantrum, declaring he wasn't changing anything for anyone.
Dude, you're crazy.
No, you're gonna be crazy if I come the f over there, so shut up.
Eventually, another contestant just shoved the iron and ironing board out of the way, breaking the standoff. Producers had to put Ken in his own room like an unruly toddler on a timeout. Tim Gunn later called it exactly what it was, a temper tantrum. The best part? That ironing board got more screen time than some contestants. And honestly, it earned every second. So, what did we learn, kids? Project Runway isn't just a sewing competition. It's a masterclass in controlled chaos. One week you're sketching couture. The next, you're ugly crying in mood because your muslin betrayed you. And let's be real, the controlled part is generous. We've seen alliances crumble faster than a cheap zipper. We've watched designers get eliminated for making a basic dress you could find on sale at TJ Maxx, only to come back the next week as a guest judge like nothing happened. We've seen Tim Gunn go from make it work to what in the bob and winding hell is going on here in 0.2 seconds. And those meltdowns? Iconic. You can't teach that level of reality TV gold. One hallway ironing board tantrum, a couple of fashion rule violations, and more screaming matches than an episode of Dance Moms. Honestly, the clothes are almost a side plot. So here's the takeaway. One day you're in, the next day you're out. And if you are going out, do it with style. Throw the iron. Cry on the runway. Make it so messy they can't not talk about you in the reunion special. Bye, darlings, and may your seams always be straight, your fabric never fray, and your drama be camera ready.